Guys, we have finally caught up with Patrick Carpentier. And Shannon, what's the word? What really happened out there?
Well, you can see Jerry Baxter and Patrick Carpentier speaking right now. I did speak with Jerry Baxter. He said that it was a blown engine. Can you tell me what happened, what led up to that?
Yeah, I haven't made that mistake too many times in my life, but missed the shift, you know. On the downshift there, I was going through the field, and the car was really fast. I mean, we had an amazing car, and I was going to go and battle with Marcus Ambrose and up to fourth. And on the downshift, whoa, went a little bit too high and damaged the engine, and it blew up down the straightaway. So it's a mistake. It's more frustrating when you make your own mistakes, but part of racing, I guess.
I know that this has been a frustrating weekend for you, qualifying in the back of the field, and now obviously this. When's the next time we're going to see you in a car?
Hopefully I do I'm going to do some more races for Tommy Baldwin, so in the Sprint Cup Series. So hopefully we get to keep going. I wanted to show well today, but little mistake there.
All right, well, the fans are definitely disappointed, and Patrick Carpentier is definitely disappointed here today, guys.
But there is a Canadian at the head of the field. Andrew Ranger is ahead of Carl Edwards and Marcus Ambrose as we are getting ready to go back to green flag racing. The lights are out on the pace truck. Back here at Montreal, getting ready for a restart. Let's listen in on Marcus Ambrose.
Yeah, we're taking Brian Carl's spotter. I'll be on the inside behind Ranger there. If he wants me to, I can make room for him. Leave that 11 for him because he's not being very nice. He's here. Can you get with Jason up there? His name is Jason. 10-4.
Drew, make sure he can get there. Tell that guy he's got to finish first to make a hero out of himself.
So they're a little worried. I guess they saw Andrew earlier today in that Canadian Tire Series, and he gets a good start and goes into the corner now. Does everybody give everybody room? So far, so good. And listen to the Canadian fans. They cheer as he goes through turns 1 and 2 and takes the lead a little bit farther down that stretch. But here comes Ambrose. Looking for second place on Carl. And I think he's got him, yes.
Yeah, Carl was real smart to that corner right there. There's nothing he could have done to block him off on that one. When you got a guy come at you that hard, under braking, doing these very tight S's, man, you got to be respectful in that part of the track.
But he also knows that Ambrose is going to the front. I mean, there's no reason to try to chop him off at that point of the racetrack.
Boy, Brad Coleman is doing all he can to hold off the 98 of Paul Menard. I don't know if he's going to be able to do it down this long straightaway run. It's going to happen under braking. And there is Max Pappas right alongside. Is he going to try and follow through? No. But it was Menard safely getting around Coleman.
And that was another key place to pass. Like we said, that was the entry of turn 8 right there. Now they're coming down into the hairpin. This is another great place to do the passing. You see Menard blocking.
Taking a look.
And Max has to get on the binders hard.
He's still got up the side now with Brad Coleman.
Andy, these guys are just tearing fenders up big time. I mean, every corner, they're beating them in.
We're working lap number 30 of 74. We're not even halfway, as Ron Fellows pointed out. I mean, this race has taken a long time, and it's taken a heavy toll.
You remember what Ron Fellows said? This is my Daytona 500. These other guys are thinking the same way. I want to run good here. But, man, they got to bring these things home because they're tearing these dudes up right now.
On board with Carl Edwards. Running in third place right now, ahead of Menard. And you can see that the top three are sort of trying to check out.
Ranger gets a standing ovation coming through there.
A little bit further back. There's Coleman. He's going kamikaze on the outside. Underneath, lights up the tires. Stephen Wallace right behind in the 66.
Looks like he's going to get the spot.
Yeah, lights way wide, and he's going to lose not only one, he's going to lose two. Further back there is Jacques Villeneuve. Remember when he had to pit, they messed up the pit stop? Well, all these cautions have helped Jacques as he is now running 12th. Look out, as we've got a battle for the lead now.
You know, there's no love right here between Ranger and Ambrose. Ambrose is not happy with how Ranger's been so aggressive early.
And Ambrose had to use every inch of that outside part of the corner to make the pass stick.
Yeah, that was a pretty risky move for Ambrose.
And here comes Carl underneath. So he's going to dive underneath and makes the pass, and Ranger goes back to third.
He did just exactly what he said he was going to do. He's going to make Carl some room. And he did that, and Carl followed him through.
You know, getting back to Ranger, one thing I want to say there, I do not see any damage on this guy's car at all, so he can't be getting too aggressive. Oh,
there's some damage.
Yeah, that's some trouble for the 23 of Jean-Francois Dumoulin. He is another one of the Canadian contingent on a one-off here, and boy, he's got that thing pretty well tagged. But he's able to keep it running. He was 24th at the time before that contact. Whoa, we're lighting him up a little bit further back. That's Brad Keselowski. He's got his hands full with Justin Marks, Dumoulin, and the 23 as well. Up front, it is still the 47 of Marcus Ambrose. And the top three have opened up some space over Menard in fourth.
Well, Ambrose is sure aggressive over the curbing. See how high the car jumps up off the ground, but he makes it work.
Yeah, Ambrose, you know, Andy, you got to admit, this guy has got to be one of the best road racers that's ever come along in NASCAR. I mean, he's on the pole in the rain. He's run good in the rain. He's got from the back to the front. It's amazing what he does on a road course.
And think about this. You saw Kyle Busch there. He has moved into sixth position. And how many times have we seen him almost sideways or being hit?
Well, right now he's had plenty of time to figure this course out. We mentioned this is the first time that Kyle's been here in Montreal, but he's got enough laps right now. We're 31 laps in this event, and he knows how to get around this place right now, so now he's just getting aggressive.
Yeah, let's think about just how lucky he is, too, because he was a part of that incident with Ron Fellas, and he's still able to stay on the racetrack with minimal damage and still very competitive.
You can see the front of this car is in pretty good shape. He's got some damage on the left front, a lot of damage on the right rear quarter panel of the 18 car, but it's not affecting the performance.
Right behind him is Brad Coleman. We already talked about the fact he needs to finish well. This is his last run in that car. So right now he is in the 7th position, trying to track down Kyle in 6th. There's your top three going through turn 10. Here's 4th, 5th, 6th, and 7th. Whoa, and Menard gets wide. That's the door opening for Pappas in the 1.
You know, we mentioned earlier about the brakes, how tough it is right here. This is the point in the race where if you can get yourself a little breathing room and you don't have to use the brakes right now a lot, save these babies because you're going to need them at the end of this race.
Heading for turn 13. Everybody staying in place. Max looked to the inside, but no, didn't have enough opportunity or enough room to get in. Remember, we talked about the brakes, and if you use them up, and we were all thinking that Max was pretty hard on him early in the races. He was picking off people left and right in that first few laps, and he still seems to have plenty of braking power underneath him, but maybe he realizes we have still got over half of this race to go. We're working lap 33 of 74.
And finally starting to settle in just a little bit, and guys are getting kind of in a rhythm. You see here comes Stephen Wallace, and Boris said running right behind Stephen Wallace.
And then Stephen Light right behind in 10th. J.R. Fitzpatrick, who was the winner earlier today in that Canadian Tire race. And then Kenny Wallace is running 12th. So for all the Kenny fans, that 5,000 of them.
5,000 happy people seeing Kenny Wallace. He was in the top 10 on this restart. He's slipped back a couple of spots now. He's back to 12th, but he's still having a great run.
Well, Stephen's got his mirrors full of Boris said. We told you if you were with us yesterday, Boris, they redid the seat in that car. Remember at Watkins Glen, he had his knees up around his ears, and it was very uncomfortable. They gave him about 3 more inches, and he said it's still not perfect, but at least now he's not cramping.
Yeah, he struggled. I talked to him in garage. He struggled big time at Watkins Glen with that. He said it was so uncomfortable to drive that car that way.
Now, I like watching him follow Stephen right there because he taught Stephen 4 different times how to road race. Took him to wheel hop.
That was a lockup in the rear wheels there.
Now, you think that was wheel hop or lockup? Probably lockup.
That looks like he just flat locked up the rears without wheel hopping, and very seldom you'll see that.
Some great racing here. This may be our longest green flag run of the day, guys, as the field has finally stretched out a little bit, where it's allowed us to move back into the field to where some of the battles are happening. Whoa, Brad Keselowski's around again. That's turn number 10.
He's having a tough day today.
Yeah, he was in 24th position, and he's going to go backwards. You know, in the last 6 races, he has scored more points than anybody else, and that includes Kyle Busch. There is
Kyle Busch. He is putting a lot of pressure on Max Pappas right here.
Pressure. I think he's trying to rearrange the bumper.
See the 2 team cars right there, the 18 car and the 20 car. This is both out of Joe Gibbs' stable. Brad Coleman, this is his last time this year in this car for Joe Gibbs, so he wants to have a good run today.
So you say he's driving it like it might be his last race?
Yeah, he wants to show off a little bit right now. At least I would be.
What's that song they play in drag racing? Drive it like you stole it?
Had a lot of bad luck, Brad.
Oh, there goes Max.
Max.
A little bit.
He got a little spots. Yeah, that is going to cost him 2. Kyle and Brad say thank you very much, and we'll take the positions.
You know, Andy, a little while ago we saw Boris said lock those rear wheels up and slide in there. You know, in order to save the front brakes, you probably want to get as much rear brake in those cars as you possibly can, don't you?
Yeah, you do. You want to try to put that bias as far back as possible without having that lockup issue or a wheel hop issue. And it's a fine line that they walk there because those front brakes are taxed so much. You want to try to take some pressure off. But, boy, if you go too far to the rear, it causes you to crash the car like you saw Justin Allgaier do earlier.